Yeah, little Sadie would be so happy, like so thrilled.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Kimberly Belflower's new play, John Proctor is the Villain, which is directed by Danya Taymor, has come to Broadway, and we're here on opening night to celebrate with the company, led by Sadie Sink. When you first read the script, what made you say, yes, I have to do this?
Well, I think I would be stupid not to. Like, it was just so powerful, and I think Kimberly has this unique ability to really capture the experience of being a teenage girl, especially in this very specific environment in rural Georgia. But I think regardless of that, its message just is really resonating with a lot of young people. So yeah, it's been like amazing to see that come into fruition.
The audience, this show crackles. I mean, from the second it starts, the audience is with you, gasping and laughing and, all that stuff. What that means to you? Connection.
Yeah, I think that's how you feel when you read it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because in rehearsal, like, we were doing it in front of our crew, so they obviously knew the material. So putting it in front of a live audience that is new to the show and doesn't know what's going to happen next, it was amazing to just feel that electricity and feel audiences so locked in and kind of hanging on to every character's last word.
I feel blessed. I feel full. I've always wanted to play the booth theater, and I am thanking my lucky stars that I'm here, especially in this play.
Okay, when you first read Kimberly's play, what made you say, yes, I have to do this?
Exquisite writing, real characters, taking teenagers honestly. And as someone who loves The Crucible, I was also humbled by the character Shelby's interpretation of The Crucible, and it made me reread that play. And so it was also a wake-up call. And any play that's a wake-up call is worth exploring.
I'm really, really excited that we get to celebrate all of the amazing work that's gone into this show. It feels like our first rehearsal was like yesterday, but also like 3 years ago. So it's pretty surreal to be here on opening night finally.
What's made this show so special for you with working on this?
I think the writing. Kimberly Belflower wrote a really damn good play, and I just feel so grateful that they saw Miss Gallagher in me and wanted to bring me on board. It's amazing to be sharing the stage with someone like Sadie Sink, who I've admired for so long, and this incredible group of young actors, and particularly young women. I'll never get over it. It's so special.
It's like the cackle. It's the back and forthness of all the characters. That's something that when I read a script, I look for. It's like, how is this going to play? How is this going to be exciting? And this script is so, like, you can even just reading it, you're like, wow, this is going to be so energetic and joyful. And joy is something that I think is, even in our serious topics and our serious stories, is something that I look for because I think that's kind of what we need right now. And this play explores very serious topics in a very joyful way, in a very hopeful way. And so I think it was the hope sort of at the core of all of it that made me want to go, yes.
I mean, reading the play, Kimberly's work is so honest and comes from, the way she puts it is she wrote it from a place of gut and home, and that's really what it feels like reading it. And then to say those words, it's so like, you might not know it, but up there, we're word perfect. We're not ad-libbing, we're not, all the I means and knows, it's all her writing. And to get to say those words, as an actor, really the ultimate dream is to serve good writing, and it was just great writing. And so it was, no was not an option.
I first read this play when I was 17. I'm 19 now. Been 2 years. And I immediately fell in love with it. I think something that Kimberly does is she sees her characters as human beings. And the show is based off of the town Kimberly grew up in, so she knows these people. She knows, like, every character that's been written into the show. And that's very, very evident. And it's so powerful, the story, to see young girls taking up space and being true friends to one another and supporting one another and being free enough to ask each other questions. It's just, I feel so lucky to be a part of it. It's like a dream come true.
Okay, so I was in high school in 2018. This play is set in a small town in Georgia. I'm from a small town in South Carolina that is not all that dissimilar. It's a little bit bigger, but I know those. I know Moonville. I know the one stoplight towns. I read the play and I said, oh my goodness. It sounds like she literally put a voice recorder, voice memo, and just like transcribed conversations from my youth. So I was like, I rarely do, and I think Sadie has said this before, but rarely do you get a play that is geared towards young people, written about young people, and it's authentic and it doesn't feel forced and it doesn't feel trivial. So I was just like, I know this in my gut, and I have to be a part.
The play leaves you with no easy answers and so many questions. Some of it you have to verbally process by discussing it with other people. Some of it you just have to kind of ruminate on within yourself. But I think it sends such a strong message and speaks so deeply to young women, on such a deep level. But it also, it's not monolithic, it's not clear cut, it's complicated, it's messy, it's just beautiful in its real life ambiguity. Yeah.